Let's go. Today is the day. A day 4 weeks in the making. A saga, the likes of which you've only heard me talk about. Unless you played the Megaman games, then you probably know a thing or two. But yeah, no, this one's mine. This is my Megaman game. So, I'm pretty excited. So, gonna give it a couple of minutes to allow people to cycle their way on in. And we're gonna get started with some Mega Man X4, baby. T minus 2 minutes. T minus 2 minutes. Interesting. Okay. Well, as soon as the minute ticks over, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna push this button. And then we're gonna watch the intro. I'm gonna change my button. And we're gonna play Mega Man. We're gonna play Mega Man for the 4th week in a row. I'm pretty excited. It's been good going through these games again. Even X3, which I expected to be a little rough, I had a lot of fun with, truth be told. Might end up revisiting it again before too long, just to experience it again and get a little bit more familiarity. But anyway, it's now 12, so we're gonna go ahead and click that button. Rookie Hunter's off. Good deal. Ah, that's the logo I know, right there. So this is a PlayStation 1 game. It's an early PlayStation 1 game. Please bear that in mind. It's got some foibles. Particularly, I need to Google some release dates. But, I'm fairly confident that, this came out in around the same time as Resident Evil 1 and 2, before Capcom knew what voice acting was. I'm gonna hang out. See what people feel like doing. Yay! Weird anime intro. Smile. Okay, let's go ahead and get down to the options menu. So because this is a PlayStation 1 game, we actually can put dash on another button that we didn't use before, so we can actually kind of keep that all uniform. Go ahead and click that start button. So people loved playing as Zero so much in X3 that they actually made him a full feature campaign in this game. So I am probably going to end up playing through both, because both are fun and they have different playstyles and stuff. Mildly different stories, but the overall kind of story beats and the arc are the same. It's not as egregious as it is in X5 though. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to click 0 and we're going to go ahead and get started, baby.
Who are you? My masterpiece. But who are you? After him, he is my nemesis. Our rivalry is what me motivation in life. Now go. Destroy him. That's an order. But wait! Emergency! Emergency! All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
The same dream again.
All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
Oh. Mavericks emerged at the point 5567. They've occupied Sky Lagoon. This looks like Repliforce is doing. Repliforce? Okay, I'm on my way. And off Zero goes. Whee!
Ready!
And we're in there. So unlike X, Zero does not have a buster, so he does not attack from long range. He instead attacks with this sword. He has a little 3-part combo. He has jump slashes, and that's really what we're going to be using. Also, I'm going to be ignoring this guy because attacking him is a bit of a waste of time. So we got a bit of a Sky Dragon chasing us, but that's okay. He's going to give up after this wall. It's fine. There we go. Good job, buddy. Did a great job. Yeah, I'm probably doing both characters. I'm just doing Zero first because I like playing as Zero. Oop. Dragoon, you're in the 14th unit. Why? This doesn't look good, Zero. That Maverick took out the power. What? Then Sky Lagoon will come crashing into the ground. Yes, and the entire city. We have to do something. It's too late. I must escape now. You'd best do the same, Zero. Character portrait. Damn. If the Sky Lagoon falls, it will be disastrous. There's no time. I'm going down. Whoop.
Ready!
The carnage. It's horrible. Those Mavericks will pay for this. Off we go. So I do find Zero's story a little bit more compelling in this game as well. He ends up getting a bit more personal stake in the fight than X does, which you'll see through the two kind of stories. That's also why I'm doing his first. Like when I do X5, I'm gonna play through X first, just because I also consider that just a bit more compelling. Like if I had to choose the game doesn't really have them, but if I had to choose kind of like a canon character that went through those games and had those experiences, it was Zero for this and X for 5. So this is a new character. Iris, what are you doing here? Are you okay? Zero, did you come to save me? Yes, hang on. A huge Maverick appeared and... Stay here, Iris. I'll handle it. So, is this really one of Repliforce's? I don't have a moment to spare. I have to defeat him or else. So we're just going to zoom on along, leaving Iris behind. And we're fighting our first little boss. So the thing about Zero is that his jump slash is really strong because you maintain a little bit of aerial momentum. So you just kind of, yeah, you just kind of do that. Going for ground slashes ends up being a little bit greedy. I'm sure that there's some speedrun tech to it because you can get a lot more damage by cheesing iframes, especially in X5. I do it a bit more in X5, but anyway. Zero, long time no see. Colonel, what are you doing here? I've come to save my sister Iris. I only hope she's okay. She's fine. I just rescued her. Oh, thanks, Zero. I owe you one. Colonel, I have a question for you. Did your unit attack this place? What are you talking about? Repliforce came here for help. We weren't involved in the attack. They suspect you've become a Maverick. What? Disarm and come with me to HQ. I'm afraid I can't. Soldiers never drop their weapons. I won't do it. Not even for you, Zero. Then they'll think you're a maverick. So be it. The Repliforce prefers war over dishonor and shame. Goodbye, Zero. Wait, Colonel, listen to me. Damn, this isn't good, Colonel. They may decide the entire Repliforce is a group of mavericks. I'm gonna go ahead and continue without saving.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks by the humans. We cannot suffer this indignity and live in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids. But remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce.
The most powerful army in history!
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
Look, I told you during the intro, this game is a PlayStation 1 game. It is an early PlayStation 1 game. This was from before Capcom knew what voice acting was. This is from the same era as the Jill sandwich. Alright? It's part of its charm. Iris, what are you doing here? My brother Colonel started the coup. I know. Please don't fight against him. This must be some kind of mistake. They've occupied several cities already. As a hunter, I must stop them. Zero. I must go now! So we're gonna go to the jungle and destroy this weapon. We can go to the cyber network and fight that person. We can go to the Repliforce ship and blow it out of the air. We can go chase down the traitor, Dragoon, who we saw before. We can go ride a bike and pursue them on this city where they destroyed the city. We can go to this abandoned lab and see what the fuck's going on with it. We can go to this supply train and cut off the Repliforce's supplies. Or we can go to the snow base and stop their new weapon production. So we're gonna go here. I got my route. But no, they abandoned it when it was they occupied it when it was previously abandoned. Was the idea. Like it was abandoned and then they put people in it, so now it's not anymore. Oop. I always try to jump over those things. Ends up being kind of a waste of time. Oh, I'll take one of those though. Oh. Rude. Let's see, pad should be coming up soon. There we go. Yeah, but look, the abandoned lab is still a decent descriptor, even if they occupied it, because it tells you, it informs which lab it is. Admittedly, they could have used other descriptors, because they used .5567 to describe Sky Lagoon before, but look. This is also the most text-heavy Mega Man game up to this point, so it's going to have a couple issues. Also, this part always weirdly stresses me out, even though these things don't do a lot of damage. I used to think that they were instant death, but cool. They just do a lot of damage. But that part always used to give me like a lot of weird anxiety when I was doing it, when I was kind of playing the game for the first couple of times. Just because, I don't know, those crushers have spikes, and spikes are instant death in Mega Man. Speaking of which, mini-boss. So, this mini-boss is basically like a little mini DPS check where you only have so many consumable platforms with which to kill the boss. Alright, up here. Gonna go ahead and scoot all these. We're just kind of scooting our way down one at a time. There we go. Good jump slashes there. You get a lot of work done on the, oh, there we go. You get a lot of work done on the big platforms, so you can just kind of chew through his health. Okay, that's about how I usually get them done. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Just control his pattern, control your platforms, and you'll get through him pretty fine. Go ahead and just outrun that thing because he's annoying. Also, we're here. So this jump might take me one try, but usually I get it pretty quick. There we go. And now we just scoot through the whole rest of this section. There we go. He let one pellet go. How dare he? What a monster. So there are some bullets that the Z-Saber can destroy. These pellets that this thing shoots out, but you know, they all left before we can really get too much mileage out of that, unfortunately. Alright, full health for the boss. Should be fine. Split Mushroom's a bit of a tricky guy, but as long as we control his pattern, he'll be alright. You made it this far. I'm impressed. You interested in a real challenge? Who's your commanding officer? Never mind that, it's time to fight! Yeah, so one of the contrivances with playing as Zero is basically you're always fighting against the boss's iframes, and this will be especially true after we get Split Mushroom's power up. So you see I'm kind of just using the jump slash to... So this is basically just a game of me using the jump slash to control my momentum and avoid getting into really dangerous spots. Oop, there we go. There we go. One more. Good job. Okay, pretty clean. He did tag me once, but, you know, a couple of little precision jumps through the clones, and then he ends up not being a problem. One down. So, the ability we get from the Split Mushroom is a bit of a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and skip through all these, by the way, because the descriptions are really bad in PS1-y. We get a second jump from Split Mushroom, and we also get like a spinning slash in the air that replaces our current air slash. There's only a couple situations where it's objectively worse, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to our second stage, which is Magma Dragoon. And the fun part is that after this stage, we basically can just do stages in whatever the hell order we want, because we basically have the ability to get everything. So we're gonna go ahead and just scoot through that. Yeah, so Zero just gets an air jump, like just an unabashed, unapologetic air jump. And he also, yeah, you see how he like spins now? So that's what we got from Split Mushroom, those two abilities. And as you can guess, having an air jump is pretty important just for general mobility. So that's why I generally prioritize doing Split Mushroom first. We're going on through. Yep. So the cool thing about the spinning slash is that it does chew through stages pretty easily, as you can see. Just having that big angry hitbox. Oops. Yeah, whatever. So, just hop up here with your little air jump, get under the heart tank. Oops. That's embarrassing. It's not that embarrassing. So these enemies, which are kind of annoying, Zero deals with a lot easier than X does, because, you know, he just gets right up in there and stabs them. He doesn't have to, like, throw out hitboxes that get resolved by the invincible missiles. Sweet. So, another kind of fun thing with this game is that you can actually bring the mech into the boss room, as you're seeing right here. So this actually makes Magma Dragoon substantially easier, for obvious reasons. Zero, it's really you. Why did you betray us? Nothing. Answer me, Dragoon. I have no answer for you, my friend. Dragoon! And now we're fighting. So we're just gonna kind of get in this man's face and just beat his face in with our new mech while we have it. There's actually an achievement in this Legacy Collection for defeating Dragoon while still in this mech. I'm not particularly aiming for that. It does have a certain amount of vitality to it, but it's probably going to blow up here in a few moments. Yep, there it goes. But, you know. You just basically take that and zerg him down. And then you win the fight. Easy peasy, right? Easy clap. I wanted to defeat you. Then he appeared. He? Who? He told me he'd give me power. Only if I worked for Repliforce. What? I couldn't refuse the offer. Sorry, Zero. Dragoon! Okay, well, somber moment, but it's over now. Gotta get our power up. So this is an upwards flaming slash, and we're gonna ignore, yep, get out of here. Alright, so next stage. Again, we can basically just do all these stages wherever we want. So we're gonna go ahead and get here and get our third movement ability from Mr. Jet Stingray. And this is a bike level. It's kind of like Overdrive Ostrich, except for the fact that it is a bike the whole way through the level. So, we're on a bike. It's a bit of an auto-scroller. You speed it up like a little bitty tiny bit, but I don't really feel like doing that because you want to have your precision jumps, at least the way that I play the game, because I'm pretty sure that there's a way where you can just get through this stage really fast by just jamming on the dash button. But I am no speedrunner, smiley face, so we're going to go ahead and not jump that. Get down there, that was a heart tank. So the E-tank in this level is actually kind of a pain in the ass to get. So it might take, I might end up needing to redo this entire level because of it. But the odds of that are fairly low. It's not that hard of a jump to make, it's just one there where there is a certain amount of a margin for error. But we'll see, won't we? So, in this level, you see we're outside now. And a certain boss actually harasses you through the level, which is where the boost comes in, because if you boost into Jet Stingray, he just kind of leaves. So that'll be important, because otherwise he creates like obstacles that might damage you, and it's just kind of annoying. So, he should scoop down here in like a moment. Yep, there he is. We go ahead and just boost that. We take a little bit of damage, but we stop him from going anywhere, which is important. Alright, so this is the jump. Here we go. Got him, baby! Nope. Almost died, but, you know, got the heart. Got the E-tank, and that's what matters. So you only get 2 E-tanks in X4, but it's balanced around it, and you only really need 2, so it's fine. Ah, he's still after me. Enough already. We settle this now. So one of the fun facts about this game, as I'm sure you, is that your enemy bosses actually have different like logos depending on who they're affiliated with. So you'll notice that this one has like a big fancy R. That's because he is a Repliforce soldier, and the other 2 had other logos because they were not. So a little bit of fun detail right there, where it shows you which force you're fighting. Oop. So the funny part about this, and it doesn't really change much for Jet Stingray, but bosses only get invincible once you hit them with the 3rd slash. So if you just kind of time yourself to where you only hit them with the 2nd, you can basically just kind of burn a lot of damage on them really fast. Which I'm going to try to do for a couple of the ground-based bosses, which for Mega Man X4, there are not super duper many bosses that feel like staying on the ground a lot. Dash button while jumping may be executed in the air. So it just gives you the kind of the X2 wall, like air dash. You can't use it in conjunction with your 2nd jump, but it just gives you more movement options, which is always nice. So, I guess we will go ahead and... You know what, let's just get our 2nd E-Tank. Why not? So this boss is a bit of a pain in the ass, especially for Zero. So, I might try to fight him honorably a time or 2, but I'm actually going to use this guy's weakness against him, just to show you the difference in how to fight him. So, the fun part about this stage is that this stage is actually a time trial with different rooms, and they kind of grade you on your performance. So I got an S here, and that basically means that I get another little room with a reward. You don't get these for any other grade other than S, so there's kind of an incentive to actually learn how to go fast in this particular stage. And another kind of fun thing about this stage is that you can't actually destroy those yellow orby things without the Kuenbu, without your spinning air slash. That's the ability that destroys those. So it ends up being a very important ability to have for getting through those. Because if you get hit by them, they'll kind of like ensnare you and hold you in place for a couple seconds and do like a little bit of damage. It's just kind of like an annoyance all around. Oops. Oh, oh. Watch it, be cool. Everybody be cool. Yeah, okay. So you can see now where, it's just kind of annoying. Not really that bad though, all things considered. You can get hit by 1 or 2 of those and still get an S rank, so it's pretty lenient. But, you know, it might take you a couple tries. But we got our E-Tank, and we're just scooting right on to phase 2 of the stage. Whee! So this stage does kind of like a cute thing where you're kind of reversing the polarity of the stage a little bit in order to push these blocks through various walls. Like you see that block right there, you break through the wall, otherwise you wouldn't be able to get through. So same kind of deal. They're not really puzzles because you solve them pretty easily, but I don't know, it's just kind of cute. And you solve them mostly by just running forward and pushing buttons. So they don't do a whole lot with it, but you know, it's there. So Cyber Peacock is also probably the hardest of the bosses. I'm impressed you made it this far. But you can't beat me. Get ready! cool. Yeah, that's how much damage he does. So this is, he's a little bit easier on X because you can just shoot his ass, but on Zero you have to really be kind of on point with your hit and runs. So this is me fighting him honorably and not using his weakness. And he's gonna jump. And he's gonna jump. And get up. Yep. Everybody be cool. Yep. I missed my... Oh, I tagged him. Tagged him on the way out. What do you know? The biggest thing is just making sure you're on a wall and above him to avoid that big... the big angry cone that he throws out, because that thing will just ruin your entire world. And here soon he should be doing... Oh, okay, so this is another really rough ability to... Good! Be cool. Everybody be cool. So you just kind of jump over these. They go really freaking fast. There we go. Okay, that ended up not being so bad. It can be a lot worse. If you're not pretty fast, he tags you with a lot of free damage. Those tracking missiles are a problem. But hey, we beat him honorably, so there you go. And you did get to see how much damage his tail splash does, so there you go. So this ability we got is basically worthless. It's the only special weapon Zero gets, and it's just kind of like a big AoE around him. Does a lot of damage, but it's a little rough. It kind of locks Zero in place. I'll show it off once or twice, but yeah. I've got a message from Repliforce. Zero, I'll be at Memorial Hall. Be there. Don't go, Zero. Don't fight him. Oh, okay. Well, hang on. Let me update that. Why not? X4. There you go. I did it. Alright. This is a matter of personal pride now. There is no avoiding this. I must go. Now, before I click this button, before we watch this cutscene, this is a PlayStation 1 game. Yes, the voice acting is bad. I know.
What? I'm disappointed in you, Colonel.
What do you think you're doing?
It's not too late. Stop the coup now.
Never.
If that's your decision, prepare yourself.
Stop, please! Brother, please! Don't you remember? Zero saved my life.
Oh. Very well then. I'll spare your life for now. But next time, there'll be no mercy.
Zero, please, don't fight with my brother. If you do, I'm afraid that one of you may end up...
Someone must stop Repliforce.
Zero!
It's not even really like the kind of the fun bad that Resident Evil is, where it's so hilariously hokey that you can't help but laugh from it. It's just kind of like bad, but like, I mean, you know, it's alright. An attempt was made. Early PlayStation 1 animation in the game. They were very proud of it. We haven't... You think that this is bad? Yeah. You think that this is bad. Wait until you hear X's voice. Holy shit. It's so rough. At least Zero, like, has a voice that you don't mind listening to when you're going through the stages. X's voice in this game is an absolute travesty, and it's actually probably one of the biggest reasons why I like playing as Zero more. So, yep. Also, fun fact, Zero's more recent voice act, I don't want to say new because it's been like 10 fucking years, but Zero's more recent voice actor, the one that did the Maverick Hunter X OVA that we watched a couple weeks ago, he actually did a lot of the redubbing on these old cutscenes to kind of have some fun with the role, because he actually loves being Zero. So he's kind of in the fandom a little bit. So he redubbed a lot of these really hokey X4 cutscenes, and like they sound better. Like I'm not gonna say they're like the best voice acting known to man, but like they're respectable actually. So yeah. Also, there is a cutscene later on that we're gonna see that is, I mean, yeah, that's true. But we're gonna see a cutscene later on that is voiced so horribly that it became a meme in the Megaman community that persists to this day. And if Apex were around, he'd be able to attest that. But he ain't, so, you know, we're just gonna play through the video game, and you will be able to see the meme firsthand. So I haven't talked a lot about this stage because there's not a lot going on in this stage. Oh, I forgot to show this, but you're seeing it now. This is the Flame Slash we got from Magma Dragoon. Whoop! It's required for a few unlockables. But otherwise, we're not going to really use it that much. Actually, we're going to use it more than most other special weapons because it's a couple of different enemies' weakness. Particularly one enemy that it's important that we have a weakness against that isn't Cyber Peacock. So, scoot in here, get an E-Tank because we burnt down that tree. E-Tank, Heart Tank. That's what I meant. A heart, not an E-Tank. There we go. Ah, Zero, I've been expecting you. Spider, you work for Reploforce? Yes, I lead a renegade unit now. There is still time to call off the coup. No, I know where my loyalties lie. Some fun part about Web Spider. Having a second jump basically deletes any meaningful challenge from this fight. Because you can basically just kind of use the first jump to bait his shocks out, and then use the second one to jump over it. So you just get in a bunch of free damage, and you just kind of grind them down. Oh, uh-oh. There we go, we got him. He actually got me, though. It's impressive. Yep. Yep. Come here. What a jerk. Be cool, be cool. There we go. Got a couple hits in, but, you know, Kuenbu, like, specifically Kuenbu is just like a hard counter to this boss, because you get both the spinning slash that destroys his ads, and you get the double jump, which he used to jump over his, shocking webs. So, we get garbage from this boss. I'll show it in the next stage, but it's really bad, and we're only gonna use it like once or twice. I don't know. What do we do next? I guess we got a snow base next. Why not? It'll be fun. From this point, I don't really have an order. I basically just kind of do the stages as I feel like it. Alright. Here we go. There's actually a little bit of a bonus area in this stage that I'm going to show off later. So, you break that breakable, and then you get your heart tank. Get a little one up here. And then we're going to jump up here. And we're going to get a bunch of stuff. Ooh, look at this treasure trove. So this is going to be how we're going to refill our E-tanks, actually. Do I have something? Both? Huh, I guess you fill both E-tanks at the same time in this game. Today I learned. Anyway. So we're just gonna continue on our merry way. Avoiding all of these instant death spikes along the path. And we're gonna get a little item up here. Woo! So we just got an EX tank, which basically just means that if we ever game over, we will start the next session, I guess, with more lives. Which shouldn't be a thing that happens, but, you know, it's a thing to collect, so we collect it. Also, it's not like lives are like a really big problem in this game anyway. You basically just get sent back to the character select screen, or the stage select screen whenever you do game over, so it's like whoop-de frickin' do. It's even less punishing in X5, if you can believe that. It's kind of a joke in that game. There's a couple of points where I game over deliberately in X5 to kind of sandbag a couple of the mechanics. Oh yeah, Chill Penguin. Yep, sure is. Good catch. Blizzard Buffalo is at the start of the stage too. I'll show that off next time we come in here.
Ready.
Yeah, this is definitely the stage that is like rife with a bunch of like Easter eggs and stuff. Oop. Because you get 2 collectible tanks from this stage, including the EX tank that we got already, and you get a couple of bonus bosses. Okay, so the other cool thing you get in this game is a weapon tank, which you can see right there. Unlike the E-tanks, that actually charges and restores your weapon energy, which is less important, but like, you know, cool that it exists, I guess. Also, that was our Cyber Peacock ability that we just used. We used it to just kind of clear out that room real fast. That's basically how I use it. Just a quick little room clear. But the thing about it is that it roots you in place, which is annoying. Oop. Oh, he got his ice off, so now the room is painted. This always used to bother me when I was playing the game before. I would always do everything in my power to prevent the blizzards from going off, because I liked having the clean hallway. So now we're gonna fight probably the easiest boss in the entire game. What's up with that? What's that blonde kid up to? I don't have time for you, Junior. Hey, shut up and fight already. Oh, that does it. You're going down. So, this man basically just kind of walks at you slowly and will sometimes slide at you slowly. And that's basically the entire first quote-unquote phase. And I'm not using his weakness because it's actually more time-consuming that way, as you can see. Because then you just get caught up in just mad amounts of iframes, and it's just kind of annoying. But yep, there you go. We let him get in a hit because it's annoying when you don't. Plus, it's actually really hard to do damageless runs to 0 because it's just, you gotta get in there. So this ability is kind of like a diving ice ability. We will use it a couple times, like I've been saying, but for the most part, which one first? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Whatever, I don't care. Slash Beast is cool. I like this guy. He's got like a cool pattern, and he's pretty imposing. So we'll go ahead and just scoot through his stage and go ahead and pick him up. You know. probably just jump over those, actually, and just kind of line strat them. Oh, lots of E-Tank juice. Good deal. Good deal. We like those. Oh. Aw, lame. Drop health? No. Thank you, Jump Slash. Thank you, Kuenbu. Oh! I kind of expected it to carry me a little bit there. That was a bad decision. So we're just going to kill both of these guys in the hopes that they drop a little bit of health. Because, you know, being at not max health is lame. But it didn't, so we didn't. It's okay. And we get one more jump. This is the hardest jump. This jump actually killed me a couple times when I was learning how to play the game. And then we got a mini-boss. And boy howdy, has this mini-boss annoying if you don't know how to handle it. And its multiple hitboxes. So that's how you do that. You just use your strong abilities and then you just win the game.
Ready.
Alright. So, cruising through the stage. Funny part about the heart tank in this stage. I'll explain this. So if you stab these cars, you actually destroy them. And you would think, as a big brain, that the heart tank would be inside one of them. Nope, it's just hanging out on top. It's just hanging out right on top of it. Impossible to miss, actually. Got another life. That's pretty fun. Alright, how's our E-Tanks looking? Looking fine. We should have all of them full without needing to visit our recharge station in the Blizzard level, actually. But we might end up going back to refill if we have a bit of a bad stage. Yeah, okay, so I tried to use the bad weapon and I got punished for it. The bad weapon, by the way, it locks you in place forever. It does, no damage. Any weapon that roots you in place is basically just the worst. There we go. Cruising on through the stage, and we're at the boss. So again, this, I don't know. I like Slash Beast a lot. I think he's cool. He runs up and he jumps on your car. You dared to attack my unit. I'm gonna enjoy fighting you. Whee! So this is kind of what I was talking about here, where, oh, so you see how I was able to just kind of get a lot of free damage in on him. Also, I'm going into his parries and stuff because I'm just trying to show it off more, but I'm just trying to show off how you can do that a little bit more. But yeah, so you can just kind of alternate those first two slashes and then get in a lot of free damage when bosses let you. I suppose Frost Walrus would have also been another good example on how to do that because he's so big and slow, but I wasn't really thinking about it at the time, so that's my bad. So we get a dash slash from this guy. We're not going to really use it that often because it's a little weird and finicky and a little tricky to use. And for the most part, when you're dashing, you're doing it for mobility and you want to jump into a rolling slash or whatever, but I mean, it's fine. It rounds out the kit. Not something we're gonna use, though. And we're on to our last stage. So this is the Air Force. And we get a mech. Lots of mechs in this game. Blow this up. And from this point on, we're basically just off to the races. It's just damage boosting. So the cool part about this mech is that if you dash, and then when you're in the air, you get like a second dash afterwards. So you can like just like double dash it, kind of. It's kind of nifty. You can just do that. You can just damage. You can basically just use the mech and damage boost your way through the entire first stage. And we're done.
Ready.
Could have done that. Why not? Oh, yeah. This one. Yep. So that's a jump slash you get from Slash Beast. Used it a couple times there to kind of clear out that room, quick and fast. You got to be dashing though, otherwise you use the bad ability, which makes it a little dangerous. Yep, so there you go. Good job, Fire Slash. Again, holding it down, doing the work. Great ability for things that don't go invulnerable. And now we're going to go ahead and do battle with probably the second trickiest boss in the game, in Storm Owl. He's not that bad as X, but as Zero, he can be a real pain in the ass because of a couple of his abilities. Why did you judge us as Mavericks? Wait, stop the coup. No, we are justified in doing this. So you see, if he catches you in his talons there, he like slams you against the ground and it does a lot of damage. Also, yeah, kinda, you gotta do a little bit of precision. Nope, he wants me. Nope. So the fun thing about Storm Owl though is that he doesn't get invulnerable right away if you just hit him with like the base of the sword. So you can kind of cheese him a little bit that way. Yeah, he does a lot of damage though, so if we weren't fully kitted out, he might have killed us there. Like if we took him down like first or second, that might have been enough for us to be at lethal, but I probably wouldn't be fighting that reckless if I was not kitted out, so it's a bit of a give and take. So the thing we get from Storm Owl is a purple sword. Just a purple sword. Repliforce is at the space harbor. I have to go. No, please wait, Zero. I don't want to see you two fight. Someone has to stop your brother. I'm leaving. Whee!
Ready.
Stage slaps. So rude. So rude. Good grenade though. Got a good hit in. Oop. A little reckless of me there, but it's all good. Oh, he got up. Wow. So, scooting this wall, get a little bit of health. Just for the sake of being at full health. I just enjoy being at full health. It's a fun sensation. And we're off with a warning for the boss. It's Colonel. I don't want to fight. Step back. I'm sorry. I can't let you through. Iris will be sad if she loses you. Don't be so presumptuous, Zero. Save it until after you've defeated me.
I've been waiting to fight with you.
Yep. So he's a bit of a tricky boy, but not so much so. We're just gonna go hang out against this wall, jump over him here. He only does 3 of those slashes. Let's see, if he's in the middle, we kind of gotta jump over this electricity. Yep. Is he gonna do Grand Crow? Nope. Can we tag him? Nope, we didn't quite tag him, unfortunately. Should be able to get another one in if we jump right after that. Oh, no, he's just, he got me. He juked me. Alright, so you gotta kind of time against these because all 4 of those electric spires like crawl against the ground. Oh yeah. I don't want to heal. Get me out of here. I can win. Yeah, because so it requires a good time jump to get over all 4 of those. Ah, he got me. It's not over yet. Oh, there we go. We got him. Impressive, Zero, but it's too late. What? Repliforce has left for the space. Even if I perish, Repliforce lives. Colonel. Zero. Tell Iris that her brother died happily. Goodbye, Zero. Colonel! We're gonna go ahead and scoot on. They've left for outer space! Scramble all Maverick Hunters! Iris, where are you? Iris! She left with them? No! Maverick Hunters, scramble! I'm on my way. Don't do this to me, Iris. Off to final weapon.
Ready.
So these things are a little annoying because they're on platforms, which means you can't just stab them. But they're not so bad. God, took a lot of damage here though. It's fine. And we're already at a boss room. But who could we be fighting? Warning. Iris! So you fought with my brother. I'm sorry. Then it's over. Everything. Wait, Iris, listen to me. Goodbye, Zero. Iris! And then absorb the evil goo.
Forgive me, Zero.
So, we need to stab her a couple times before the weakness comes out. Unfortunately, there is no pacifist option here. So, we gotta scoot. There we go. So, the weak part is actually the crystal. Oh my god, stop it. Oops, I'm getting tagged here. Might actually be in a little bit of trouble. I'll just dodge better. It'll be fine. Yep. So, when you stab the mech, the only thing you get out of it are like these little kind of bits that come at you. Oh, god. Oh, switch sides on me. Oh, there's a problem. Okay, first death of the game. It's fine. I just got a little reckless. Some of these patterns are a little tricky.
Okay, I'll do it.
So just using our sub weapons a little bit. Trying to avoid getting a little overwhelmed. The fun part is that we're back at full health instead of having gotten chipped down. Ah, dang it. I'm gonna get hit. Yeah, you got, like, the timing on that is actually a bit finicky, where you gotta go, like, the bit only locks in place when Iris herself starts shooting her beam. So if you're not careful, you can get stuck against the wall a little fast. Ah, yeah, just like that. But it's okay, we got it this time. There you go. And now, the cutscene that, while telling a bit of a emotional set piece, became a meme.
Iris! Iris!
Zero,
Hang in there, Iris.
please, stay away from Replifos. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist. With you.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
It's fine up until the way he carries the floor. Well, you gotta think about what's actually going on in this game. Like, this is actually a fairly tragic fight for Zero. He's literally killed both his best friend and, you know, someone that he has feelings for over the course of like an hour. So, like, these are just a lot of people that he cares about, that he is being forced to do battle with. Christ. I think those things instantly kill you. It's been a while since I've let one hit me, but I'm fairly confident that those UFO things from Storm Owl stage just murder you. Alright, on to the next boss. So we're gonna go use the other path during X's route, just because there are two routes and I just want to show them off. So this boss is a little bit annoying as Zero. He's trivial as X, but as Zero he can be a bit obnoxious. It's the General. General, many died because of you. Those lives are on your conscience. Independence always has a high price. What about Iris? Did you forget her? I have no regrets. Come on, Zero.
Show me your true power.
So, he's actually He's actually too big for you to hit with regular double slashes. So you kind of need him to help you out a little bit. Thankfully, he does. He throws out his little arms. Oops. Got a little greedy there. My bad. So we're just going to go ahead and scoop. And we're going to camp this wall. Okay, he's coming over, so we can get some free damage on him. Oh, can I get... Ah! Dang it. Cool. Thanks for the arm boosts. Nah. I'm just gonna ride it in. I'm sure there's a way where you can cheat damage and like stay on these arms and stuff, but I'm not really. I don't want to get caught up in all those iframes. It's a little time consuming. Oh. He boomed me. Straight up. He's too good. Zero clutches his jersey in the locker room and adds General to the list of people he wants to practice against. Oh, yikes. It's fine. Stop going for greedy damage. So this is a fairly safe boss, actually, as long as you don't get greedy like a dumbass, like I kind of have been. I get greedy with these bosses. Oh, okay, free damage. So if you camp this wall, there's very little he can do to hit you, and we win. What is this? What happened? No, the weapon can't be working. General, what's wrong? Someone else is controlling it. Then Earth's in grave danger. It must be stopped. I'll handle this. Off to find a weapon once more.
Ready.
Boss recap! Let's go! And we start at the top. Let's try to not get it this time. Seems like a fun challenge. And by challenge, I mean just being safe. There's a couple of bosses where you, where as Zero, I have a really hard time avoiding damage while actually still killing them in an expedient fashion. But this boss, not so much. Yep. Get one slash before, one slash after. But now he's on to phase 2. Oh, lame. 11th hour, he got attacked. He got a hit in. Pyrrhic victory for Web Spider. What a jerk. Okay, so this time we're gonna fight him cheap. And you're gonna see how much easier he is. I guess the virus doesn't really appreciate the firewall we keep throwing out in his face. Just completely dumpsters him. See how much easier that was? From chump to stump. Or from champ to chump, I guess I should say. Oh, he got me. He boomed me. Sure. Calm down. Ah, I keep getting so greedy. I think that's my problem with Storm Owl. I keep going for I keep going for damage that I shouldn't. Oh. Alright, let's hang out up here. Let's scoot down. Nope. Nope. There we go. Tagged him. Oh, careful. Yeah, there we go. That's how you bait him. We can get him. There we go. Got him. Alright, no problem. Yeah, I got a little antsy against Storm Owl and he punished me. That happens when you're playing as Zero, unfortunately. More so in X4 than X5. But we will get to X5 at some point. It won't be next week because next week is a drill weekend for me. It's Dragoon, and we actually need to fight him this time. He baited me. So, X4 kind of starts this idea of bosses starting to bait you based on directions you're dashing as opposed to your current location. Oops. Alright. I didn't have too much health, and I tried to do some dumb stuff, so that's fine. I haven't used the... Why not? There we go. That's weird. It wasn't working for me for some reason. That's what I was trying to hit him with. So one of the things I like about Zero, just like in terms of playing him, is that everything that... God, what's wrong with me? You just fall in the lava sometimes and then you just die. One of the reasons why I like using the mech for that fight. That's big humiliation. Magma Dragoon has now claimed more lives than pretty much the rest of the Mavericks in this game combined. Which is also just accurate when you have a pit around you that just instantly kills the player. So sometimes you'll just get little one-offs like that, you know? Yep, no. Dragoon is cool, though. And you notice he's doing like fighting game moves. He's got the Hadouken, he's got the Shoryuken. He's got like a dive kick. He's a cool dude. Well, he doesn't have the Hadouken. He has an ability called Hadouken, which he just throws out and it's just like a little fireball. He's Ken. He's also cool though. Magma Dragoon's actually like a sick design though. I like him a lot. He's up there he's up there for bosses for me for sure. Alright, Jet Stingray round 2. So the weird thing about Jet Stingray is that sometimes if you're like just below him, when he comes down, he'll just do that and he'll just like jump at you. It's kind of weird. So let's see if we can get him in a bit of a trap here. Because you can do especially with X. Yep, there you go. And now he should jump up. You can only do that when you're above him, though. So it's a little bit hard for this boss. God. I'm sure you can catch him when he's like diving, though. But I've never really bothered. Yep. Yep. Got him. Very fast for a Stingray. I guess that's where the jets come in. Uh-oh. What are we gonna do? I guess I can try slashing at him the normal way a couple times. Oh. Nope. This boss just gets iframes. Never mind. I forgot. That's this boss's superpower. He just turns invincible. There you go. 2 more bosses, and then we can go to the end game. Alright, so this is Split Mushroom, so I guess I'll go ahead and just show off one of the few uses for the Thunder Sword real fast. Which is that it dunks on Split Mushroom. when he's parallel with you anyway. So, the funny part about the double jump that Split Mushroom himself gives you is that it also dunks on him. Whoop. Tag. It's got some good reach. Yeah, so a lot of his patterns get way easier to handle when you're, when you can double jump. And you can also tag him when he's spawning. Usually you would need to like do some wall jump shit, and then you probably will end up getting tagged on the way down by either him or his clone, which does a lot of damage. So you generally don't want to do that, but when you have the double jump, you just kind of get up in there, and you just like destroy his entire worldview. Alright, and Slash Beast to finish us out. Boing. Oop. So you see, he's a bit easier to handle when you actually jump, as opposed to just stand there like a freaking turret and just slash at him all day. But slashing at him is fun, so... Oops. There we go. Got him. So that's how you're supposed to do it. Alright. So before we jump in there, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to step away for a minute. And then we're going to go finish out Megaman X4's Zero side real fast. So see you all in just a few minutes. Okay. I'm back. We all back. Let's go ahead and jump down this and enter the end game. Hee hee hee. Good work, Zero. You're Sigma, so it was you. Hee hee hee. Yes, simply brilliant. You even defeated Colonel and Iris. You made me do it. No, you wanted to destroy them. Allow me to remind you that I was once the leader of the Maverick Hunters. So this is probably the most important cutscene.
Commander,
Where's that red maverick that wiped out Garma's unit?
Inside. He's inside that door.
You may leave now. I'll take care of this personally.
By yourself, Commander?
I don't want any more of my people being sacrificed.
It's a hell of a pipe.
Look, it's Commander Sigma. Incredible. Now I'm certain there's no one who's a match for the Commander. What?
Take that red maverick to the repair center and call Dr. Kane. I wish to have that maverick studied.
Commander, are you okay?
Silence!
So what we just witnessed is actually Zero as a Maverick and the infection of Sigma. So, Zero, you are a Maverick. What's your point? Are you surprised? Zero, you're most impressive. Sigma, I will defeat you. So, that was basically the moment where Sigma became a huge raging asshole because he got his ass beat in so hard by Zero. It's just kind of like an interesting point in the world building of the Mega Man X stuff.
Tremble with terror. You are finished.
Also, I have no answer for you for why he's the Grim Reaper. It's just Sigma was feeling extra today. Also, this phase 1 is obnoxious, so I've decided not to do it. So, I'm just gonna delete this phase 1. So, unlike Cyber Peacock, you can only do this twice before he does one that you can't cancel him out of. If you try to hit him with the Fire Sword during that, he just kind of ignores you and does it anyway. And if you get hit with the beam part of the scythe, it does like a fuckload of damage to you. So I'm just kind of playing it safe. Are you ready for round 2? Yeah. I've been waiting for you, Zero. It's time for us to settle this. So, one thing I need to be careful of doing is that the second time he throws this... Fuck. So this gets annoying because it basically makes it really freaking hard to avoid damage here. So it's the second spin that I need to watch out for. I want him to hit a wall. So that he does that instead of the boomerang thing. If I do that, I can basically avoid taking damage the entirety of the fight. Get on a wall. There we go. And one more should do it. Oh, one more should do it. There we go. Good job. Good second phase. Compelling. Actually, really, it gets really manic if you don't know how to kind of control his AI to get him to do the moves that you want. And they even drop you a little health there, just to top you off. Aren't they considerate? So this is probably the lowest part of the game. Iris is waiting for you, by the way.
With terror, you are finished.
This is probably the lowest point of the game, because Sigma Phase 3 is a fucking annoyance. So he has 2 vulnerable spots. And, it should go pretty fast as 0. As X, it's a massive pain in the ass, because you don't get as many chances to hit him. So, yeah. He has 2 phases, and he alternates between them, between like these face transitions that you can't really kill, so don't worry about it. Oh, that's annoying. So, he usually does one that's a little different, and we're just gonna sit up here and wait for these to go away again. Yep, good job. So, kind of hang out back here. Oh! he boomed me. So, I mostly just save my E-tanks for kind of tanking through that part. Also, this part might hit me. Yeah. It's fine. I can take one more hit. Don't the-end me, bro. Do the other one. Lame! Alright, let's heal. Should be fine. It'll go by a lot faster once I'm not dealing with the face anymore. Blow me. There we go. Get some good hits in. But yeah, so this part takes forever, and there's not a whole lot of ways to really like get good damage in when you're in between phases. And he has 2 health bars. Okay, good. So he's doing the slow one now. So we're gonna get in like a shitload of free damage here, because he just does this, and he aims this based on like where you were in the last 1,000 years. So it's super easy, and that's one of them down. But God forbid, because it's X4 Sigma, he has like 1,000 health bars. Yeah, that's fine. I just tank this damage here to get this over with faster, because Christ. And that's Sigma. Hee. What's so funny? The weapon is aimed at Earth. No one can stop it. No! Ha ha ha. Goodbye, Zero. We gotta go stop that weapon. But wait. It's General! Zero. I was wrong. Sigma. He blinded me to the truth. It's okay, rest. With my body, I can stop the weapon. But then it's over for this soldier. Farewell, General!
So, this is what happened to me. This is my fate. I couldn't save anyone after all. Iris!
Please stop, brother.
to be Mavericks after all.
So it's presented in like this really hokey PlayStation 1-y, like, honestly bad animation style, but like Zero's story in this game is pretty sad, actually. Because it's like, what are you supposed to do? You know, like, he followed his duty over his heart, and as a result, all these people that he cared very deeply about had to get put down along the way. So, this is something that's going to continue to kind of inform Zero's characterization, especially going into X5, and a couple of the other games later on where we are going to play as Zero again. Smiley face. February cannot come soon enough. But yeah, so that's just, I don't know, I like it, as a result of all that, just because it's, I don't know, it's a very tragic tale for the Red Reploid. It explains why he's so stern and serious. It shows that he does have a certain kind of compassionate side to him that he had to bury for the sake of his responsibilities as a Maverick Hunter. And yeah, just a lot of things in that nature, and just, you know, the fact that he is the original host of the virus that originally, yes, Wily did make the Zero virus. That is correct. Even 100 years into the future, Wily is the reason shit's getting fucked up. If you kind of like squint at it a little bit, Wily is basically the cause for the entire downfall of the human race. So, fuck you, buddy. But without Wily, there would be no Megaman video games. So, we thank him for being such a shitheel, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of incredible when you think about it, because Wily, like, when he made Zero, he made a murder machine so efficient that even, like, the strongest Reploid to ever exist 100 years in the future still couldn't handle him. Sigma was getting his ass beat before the virus started taking its toll on Zero's mind. Like, he was losing that fight. Also, that same cutscene clued us into the fact that, Zero was only reprogrammed and made a Maverick Hunter because of Sigma's interest in him and the virus. So if it weren't for that, Zero would have just been deleted. But he infected Sigma, and as a result, everything went to absolute shit. Epilogue. The battle has ended, but for some reason, Zero's memory of the past continues to haunt his mind. As a hunter, it is his duty to go after those Mavericks, and at the same time, he knows it is his destiny to defeat his friend one day. Two different people, two different fates. In the future, Zero's decision will lead the two hunters to tragedy. The future is coming. Alright! So that was Zero. We can continue to kind of talk about it. Let me just go check, make sure my button is still... Okay, cool. I figured it was, just, you know, just want to check. Okay. So we're going to start the game. And we're going to roll through as Megaman X, everybody, because it only took me half an hour. Cutscene.
It's about the Maverick Hunters, General. They are far too eager to please the humans and continue to hunt down the Reploids. Do you believe they pose a significant threat?
Perhaps.
You already know the truth, General. Their sole mission has been to destroy any Reploids who fail to do as the humans order. It's in your best interest to stop them now, before they turn on you. You possess enough power to destroy them!
You are dismissed.
What?
I will not betray the humans. Remove yourself from my sight. My business with you has concluded.
Very well. But you will change your mind soon, I assure you.
So that cutscene's interesting for a couple of different reasons, and I can... Yeah, Maverick Hunters, whatever. Yeah, we've already been through this. Scramble is Reploforce, X is on his way. But I want to talk about that because... like the stuff happening in the background of these X games is actually kind of crazy, because, like, humans... You don't see a whole lot of humans throughout the X series, but, like, they're constantly... Like, the plight of the Reploids, and I'm gonna fight this thing as X because his charge shots do, like, a fuck-zillion damage to him for some reason, so... it's more... Yeah, like, humans in the X timeline, like, during the X part of the timeline, are just... They're kind of portrayed as shitheels, where they are... They're basically frightened to the point where any Reploid that shows a certain amount of independence or a certain amount of contempt for humans is treated as a Maverick, and as such, the Maverick Hunters are sent to kind of deal with it. So, which, I mean, understandable if you're a human, because you're watching all these super-powered, like, fucking strong-ass robots that you can't hope to contend with running around. Dragoon from 4th, yeah, whatever. We've seen this. But no, so it's like, it just shows this really precarious kind of balancing act that's kind of constantly, yeah, Sea of Flames. Many people, yeah, get out of here, go below. We've seen most of this. X's dialogue's a little different, but we've seen this. I'll talk over what's different. What? The city's been completely destroyed. X won't forget this. They're innocent people. Also, yeah, X's voice, I know. But anyway, so it just shows this really precarious, like, constant balancing act that the X humans are constantly in with Reploids, where Reploids have free thought, and they have the ability to kind of choose their own destinies. But at the same time, they are so insanely, like, some of them are so ridiculously powerful, and there have been so many incidents in the past where they've, you know, put the human, like, where they put the world in danger, like, you know, like, pretty much every Uprising Sigma's done. You know, Able City, the shit from X2 with the Hunters, like, there's, like, it feels like every other year there's some shit going down that threatens humans, and as such, Reploids get... Also, there's nobody here, so, and Reploids are kind of left picking up the pieces, and the only people that actually handle it are the Maverick Hunters, which humans end up relying on and kind of forcing to, you know, yield to them in certain ways. It's just, you know, it's interesting. Yep, so this is X. He plays exactly like you expect from X. He's a Megaman, he shoots. He shoots his Buster. I like X's PlayStation 1 sprite, though. I like it a little better than his Super Nintendo sprite. Looks a little more actual. Let's listen. Who are you? I am the Colonel of the Reploforce. Has the Reploforce been occupying this area? What are you talking about? I only came to save my sister. The army responsible for all the violence in this region is not the Reploforce. Nevertheless, I want you to disarm and follow me back to HQ. Never. You're asking my soldiers to drop their weapons? The only time we drop our weapons is when we aren't able to fight any longer. But you will be regarded as a maverick and treated as such. Do as you will. The Reploforce would sooner fight and die than discard our pride. Consider us mavericks if this is what you wish. Wait, calm down, Colonel. X is bad at diplomacy. What the? Something's got to give. Otherwise, the entire Reploforce will be considered to be mavericks. So this isn't covered too much in the game. Also, I'm going to skip this cutscene because we've seen it. Who are you? Call me Double, the rookie hunter. My liege! The Reploforce has begun its coup. Wait, Colonel, you're jumping to conclusions here. Sir, you've been given the order to scramble. Right, I'm leaving right now. Okay. So this isn't covered much in the actual game itself, but the Reploforce is basically like an internal policing system and was like kind of like an independent standing army specifically made of Reploids for Reploids. So it's just this so there was always certain precarious. Also, I'm going to Web Spider first, so you actually get to see me fight this guy like a real boss. But anyway, so they were always treated with a certain amount of like scrutiny, and the idea of the entire like Reploid standing kind of militia going Maverick is pretty freaking terrifying from a human perspective. So, yeah, I think the most, like, it's just interesting because the most damage that Sigma actually did is just kind of fostering this resentment between humanity and Reploids, and, you know, he was kind of playing both sides of that one. Also, we're going to skip in this little cave real fast. This battle should never have happened to X. Why must Reploids fight each other? Why do these peacekeepers persist in fighting each other? This must be some sort of mistake. X, enter this capsule. Equip with this to discover the truth. Equip with this boot module and jump twice in the air to hover. You can move either left or right and will remain airborne for a few moments. It is effective for negotiating through higher and more dangerous terrain. Stop this tragic war as soon as possible, X. So this also this game denotes a marked difference in the Dr. Light capsules as well. Because if you'll notice, he wasn't just like leaving a generic canned message any longer. He was actually like talking about current events. So we will see that continue to be a thing in future X games. It gets really interesting in X5 because of that. Yeah, so I'm just taking damage here. I need to stop actually. There we go. Great observation, dude. We'll talk more about cyber elves later, but yeah, that's a theory. I think that the ongoing theory is that he's not so much one himself as much as he's kind of like the beta idea of what one would eventually grow to become. But yeah, you'll see more from this new kind of sentient and aware Light in X5. Not so much in this game. He mostly still just kind of spits over the capsules, but there's some parts for him in the upcoming games. Also, that helps to explain why he keeps making these capsules and why they keep showing up and why they keep kind of getting more sophisticated over time. Please. Oh, the damage is so bad. I'm just I'm kind of rushing a little bit because I don't want to, like, I should have enough time, but I want to leave myself with some leeway. So I'm trying to zoom through these stages a little bit quicker. Hence the added recklessness. Come on, man. There we go. The game is generally a lot easier as X, though. The final, Stage 3 Sigma is going to take a lot longer. I can't. Not yet. I need the Dragoon ability before I can come back and... Yeah, turn back now, blah, blah, blah. It's the coup. X doesn't have the same personal stake in a lot of these fights that Zero does. Zero was clearly a lot more closely associated with the Repliforce than X was. But yeah, no, I will come back to this stage to get the heart container once I'm able to burn down that tree. I need the fire raised to be able to do that, though. But it's okay. We're doing Web Spider first because he gives us an ability that we need to unlock pretty much everything else in the game. Oh, God. I'm gonna get hit. Oh, nope. I pushed him to the next phase. I'm lucky. So I do kind of need to be careful here because he can still kill me fairly quickly. Nope. Oh, be cool. Yeah. Cool. Okay, cool. So you see, the rocket boots are a little slow, and they're generally not used for negotiation or for navigating areas, but you do see they do have a couple of niche uses where you can keep yourself airborne and kind of keep yourself in aggressive situations. Generally I like to use those rockets aggressively as opposed to defensively, which I guess is what the game originally wanted, but you know, you can use them either way. So Lightning Web is a really useful ability. It basically gives us a platform to jump off of, which we will use to great effect in our upcoming stage as we go kill Magma Dragoon next. He betrayed the irregular hunters and hid himself in a volcano.
Ready.
Not the best translation because they still, it's kind of funny actually. The English translation waffles a little bit between whether they're called Mavericks or Irregulars. So you'll see a couple of like pamphlets and God, please. And that particular little entry where they will still refer to Mavericks as Irregulars every once in a while, and like the Irregular Hunters and stuff. That's just straight up translation. It's meant to be one or the other, and they do stick with Maverick, as you've seen from like other games in the series and all of the cutscenes. Oh God, that's embarrassing.
Ready.
Does that push me all the way to the start of the level? No, it puts me right here. Okay. I'm rushing too much. Rush too much. They're also good for dodging, like, you know, letting missiles go under you and stuff. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, let's just boost through this. It's fine. I don't need this health.
Ready.
Off we go to part 2. So this is where you're going to see our first use of Lightning Web. There you go. To get that heart tank. So it's not anywhere near as good as Zero's just straight up air jump, obviously, but in its own way, it's a little bit compelling. It makes a certain other upgrade we're going to be getting soon a lot more difficult to get, but it's fine. We'll go through it when we get through it. And when I say a lot more difficult, I mean it just makes the jump a lot more precarious. I've gotten pretty good at that particular jump, so you'll see that probably next level. But for now, we're scooting on. X, you've arrived. Dragoon, why did you betray the HQ? Heh, you'll have to defeat me first. But we're allies! You're so naive. Listen closely. I let the Sky Lagoon fall, and I do it again! Ha 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 ha! No! Those were innocent people! You're not Dragoon. You're just a maverick. You've got that right. Power up, X. It's time you showed me what you can do. So I'm gonna get out of this mech real fast because I'm gonna try to finish him off with the mech. So this also has the side effect of allowing me to fight him honorably, which is pretty easy. A lot of the bosses in this game are a lot easier as X. Sure. Because the thing is that you can shoot them from off camera now. So you just kind of shoot charge shots forever. Also, abilities like that. Like, that's, like, attacks like that are really where you're going to get a lot of your value out of the little rocket shoes that you get with the boot upgrade. Uh-oh. There we go, we got him. You are strong, X. Such a waste. Why, Dragoon? Always wanted to fight you. Then he appeared, and he appeared who? Told me to work for Repliforce, to goad you into fighting. You did it just so you could fight me? Was worth it for a final duel. Dragoon. So I like Dragoon's interactions with X a bit more than Zero's, because it kind of fits with the whole. It fits with X's narrative and story a little bit better. Just the whole unlimited potential ordeal, and you know, just Dragoon chastising X for his naivety and just kindness. So we're gonna go to the Air Force next. Storm Owl. And we're gonna do kind of the same thing we did as Zero. Oh shoot! I forgot to go get that heart tank. I need to go remember to do that after this. I suppose I could sandbag away these lives and go grab it now, but like that'd be a bit of a waste of time. So I'll just remember to do it after this stage. So same ordeal as Zero. Just double boosting, damage boosting through the stage. Not really giving too much of a hoot or a holler about any of these guys. Yep. I do like that you get I do like that you get 2 boosts in this mech. It's like the only thing in the actual X series that lets you do that. Yep. Come on. And we're done. Okay. Just shoot our way through here. These things die in a medium charge, which is nice. So this is probably the most precarious jump in the game right here. Because we need to get up there. Up in between those spikes. Yeah. Yeah, so might take me a try or two. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our web out. Got him. You can charge up to 4 blasts at a time with this arm module. It takes a while to charge, but you can fire a charge shot at any time you so wish with it. This arm module is also changeable. Enter this capsule to change parts. So I'm going to hop in this one real fast. I'm not going to use it, but I want to show it off real fast. So this arm upgrade, X4 lets you have 2 different arm upgrades, and lets you pick which one. This one, when you're charging, you'll notice I get like a certain stock right there, but watch this. I'm gonna release the button. You don't actually shoot with this button, which is kind of annoying, and it messes with a lot of my muscle memory, which is why I don't use it. But you'll see I've got this stock here, and it allows me to shoot like these 4 kind of mini charge shots, but they're weaker than a regular charge shot, and this one is just more fun. With this arm part, you can fire the plasma shot, which is effective against stronger enemies. If the shot is hit with the opponent, the plasma generated will cause an additional damage to the enemy. This arm module is changeable, yeah. So this is kind of the one that I like to use more. And with this arm upgrade, X just rips through stages like you've never seen before. It's freaking brutal. No, leave me alone. So you can change them at will. I can come back here anytime I want and change. I'm not going to, but yeah. So you're going to see this in action immediately right in this next room. And you're going to see why this exactly is as powerful as it is. The plasma left behind just destroys. It smashes. And again, we get a really good aggressive use out of these. Yeah, no, it's freaking brutal, dude. It also pierces through things, too. Like, it increases, like, the piercing potential. It does a lot of damage. It's very bad against bosses, because bosses will just literally be invincible through the entirety of the plasma's duration, but, you know, givers and takers. It's fine. It's brutal. It's so strong. I love it. It's not as strong as X2's Buster. I think X2's upgraded Buster is still my favorite in the series. How dare you destroy my unit? You will pay for this with your life. But it's still good. Yep. So this boss is also a lot easier as X, because you just kind of jump over him and you shoot him, and then oh. Oh. And unlike Zero, you don't have to like risk getting in his like talon range, so he has a lot less options to deal with you. Also, that was really dumb. I don't know what you were doing there, buddy. Yep. Good job. Oh. Yep, see, so so your plasma shots actually destroy those little yellow pellets he throws out. Oh, he's using his ultimate, so you get to see this. But he's dead. So, good job. And blew him up. Yeah. And we get another power. Double Cyclone. Yep. Left and right. Most effective when surrounded by the enemies and against Skyborn. Yep, yep. You'll see me use this once or twice. It's fine. Alright, I'm gonna step away for another quick minute. After this, we will continue on our magical path through Mega Man X4, though, as X. I remembered we gotta go back to the jungle for a heart.
Ready.
Yeah, so this is what the plasma shot does. Like I said, it basically just it eviscerates stages. It's really brutal. Because, like, yeah, it pierces so heavily, and it just destroys things behind where you're going as well. Seems strong. Like, I'm willing to bet that the other one is fine if you know how to use it, but why would you go for 4 small shots when 1 big shot do just as good? He got me. He boomed me. Yep.
Ready.
Wee. So yeah, like I said, you can just burn these, and you can just do that. And... oops. There's our heart. So we're at... Alright. Who next? Who next? Guess we'll do Split Mushroom next, why not? Actually, no, let's do Slash Beast next. Because we need the, we need his power to get the upgrades. Oh, I'm really excited for this mini-boss, actually. Because the Plasma Shot is gonna do some damage to this mini-boss. Yep. Nope. There we go. Zooming on through the stage, and we're at the mini boss as soon as we make this tricky jump. Oh, we made it. Oh no. Yep. So this is Plasma Shot. Ba-dum. Oh, I love it. It's my favorite.
Ready.
Yeah, dude. What's a mini boss? I don't know. I got the Plasma Shot. I haven't experienced one of those since fucking 1989. Alright. Pop in here. Grab our heart piece, which is just weirdly conspicuously out in the open like that. Alright. So, we're gonna pop ahead real fast here, and we're gonna turn back, and we're just gonna do that, because Plasma Shot. I love the Plasma Shot. Never leave me, Plasma Shot. Never get nerfed in X5, Plasma Shot. You're gonna get nerfed in X5, Plasma Shot, but it's okay. We'll get to X5 when we get to X5. It'll be in 2 weeks, but we'll get to X5. Absolutely getting to X5. X5 is the payoff. And we're at the boss. Challenging my unit was both foolish and reckless. You are nothing more than my prey. One that's soon to be retired. So, kind of like every other boss in this game, Slash Beast is a lot easier as X. Because you just shoot. You don't have to get in there. Also, I'm getting hit with his abilities because I'm an idiot. There we go. We dodge those. So the funny thing, actually, is that if he uses his counter, the residual shot from the plasma will actually proc it. So yeah, and this is kind of what you're seeing here of the plasma shot not being incredible for bosses because of the fact that yeah, there it goes. You can see. Oh. Yep, time to get serious. Yeah. So the plasma shot isn't like incredible for bosses because of the fact that they're just invincible through the entirety of its duration, but like it chews through stages so hard that I kind of give it a pass. But like I said, no X2. No X2 shot where you just shoot a second shot and it just goes through the invincibility and just murders bosses so hard.
You got Twin Slasher.
Whee! Continue without saving, yeah. Sir, it's a message from the Colonel. X, I'll be waiting for you at Memorial Hall. Make sure you show up on time. Sir, this must be a trap. Perhaps, but I won't run this time. So, fun part about the kind of the divergence of the paths here. X actually fights Colonel halfway through the game, unlike Zero, who only fights him at the end. Colonel, stop this foolishness now. Never. Colonel, please think this over. The Ripple Force must be independent. Our battle will determine this.
I'll show you no mercy. Now get ready.
He is easier in this round, though. So you notice that his cuts are way slower. Also, just the fact that you're playing as X kind of deletes a lot of the complexity from this fight. Because anytime he disappears, you just hover in the air, and then he just, like, can't hit you. What's timing? What's pattern recognition? Just use the hover. Oops! Just use the hover boots. So, yeah. This is what we do. Also, I keep sending out the charge shots while he's invincible. So this is literally the entirety of the Colonel fight. He doesn't even do the Thunder move yet. Yeah, so I'm going to start jumping in between those shots because they give me more chances to hit him. This is the world we live in. It wouldn't be so bad if he was just, like, vulnerable more often. But as it is, you just kind of jump. You just kind of... Like, I haven't even moved. I've just been jumping. Like, literally just been jumping. Good fight. Impressive. But the result won't be the same next time. Until then, Colonel. Moving on. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to scoot back to Magma Dragoon stage.
Ready.
Because we need something from this stage. Oop. This is you on Plasma Shot. Yeah, I'm just kind of boosting through all this. I don't care. Yep, come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Bring it on. Alright, so we actually need to get up there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as a little Yoshi boost, and we're going to charge this. I don't know why Twin Slasher is the one, but we're going to break those blocks, and we're going to get our chest upgrade. Equipped with this new body module X, this body part absorbs damage inflicted by enemies and will gradually accumulate within. When it is filled with capacity, you can execute the invincible Nova Strike. However, you can use consume energy and use it only in situations. Yeah, sure. The game doesn't tell you this, but it's very similar to the other X armors in that it does reduce the damage that you take by half. So X does get that damage reduction in this game, and we're gonna scoot on out. Next, we're going to Split Mushroom, because we need his power to make the next stage bearable. And Split Mushroom actually gives you probably the coolest power in the entire X4. Of X4, I guess I should say. You'll see it as we get it. but it is pretty freaking dope. I only use it a couple of times, but it doesn't change the fact that it looks pretty rad. So we're just going to kind of damage boost through this. Again, trying to go a little bit faster because, you know, we on the clock. So taking a little bit of damage that I wouldn't otherwise when if I was being more cautious. But we're trying to go fast. So I guess this is what a casual speedrun looks like. Of a guy that does not know shit about speedrunning, but is just trying to go fast, playing a video game he's played many times in the past. Wow. Yep. They don't even hurt you that bad as X if you got the upgrade. See, X4 is kind of designed fairly around base X, so when you get the armor, you're pretty freaking beefy. Also, guess what? Plasma Shot rips this guy a new asshole. Remember how close we got to the end when we were 0? Remember that. I mean, admittedly, this was also the first stage we did as 0, so... Yeah. This is your life on Plasma Shot. Easy.
Ready.
Gonna damage boost through this section. And when I say damage boost, I mean just pressing the charge button and ignoring all damage we take. I don't think that's what damage boosting is. I'm pretty sure damage boosting is specifically taking damage at deliberate places and then using the iframes to cheese things, but, you know, what's the difference, right? There's actually a big difference. I shouldn't call it damage boosting, that's really ignorant, but, you know. I don't think any... Oh, God. Oops. Well, that's embarrassing. Sometimes you die, and that's okay. There's no shame in it. There's a little bit of shame in it. God, no, no, be cool. Fuck, really? I call that one the fall in a pit and die move. So, you know what? No. No. I'm just gonna hang out. So this elevator's a little annoying, Azax, because you need to deal with the sound of like invulnerable clinking a lot. It's kind of an annoyance with the... It's one of the problems I have playing as this game as X in general, where when you shoot something that's invincible with the plasma shot, you just need to like deal with the sound. It's just kind of annoying. It is what it is. Oh. Yep. And we're at the boss. Are you X? I'm under orders to terminate you. What? Whose orders? Take a wild guess. Sigma! It's Sigma! So this boss is a little bit easier as X, in case you haven't noticed. Seems to be a running trend with all of the bosses. I say that as I'm getting kind of spun up here, so don't mind me. Let's finish him off with the Nova hit. There we go. You didn't see it, but like he does... The Nova hit is where he like jumps in the air and turns invincible and does this like really cool yellow dash. You didn't see it start up. Well, you saw it start up, but you didn't see him do the dash. So, that'll have to do. Whee! Soul Body.
Soul Body.
Accumulate energy and generates an illusion. Enemies will sustain damage if struck by the soul energy. Requires high energy expenditure and will eventually dissipate. Yes, yeah. So I'm gonna show this off in the next stage we're going to, because we're gonna go fight Cyber Peacock next. So the reason why we went to Split Mushroom before this stage is because Soul Body is what chews up those yellow orby things. And having that out makes the stage a lot easier to S rank, which is what we want in order to get our upgrades. Because you'll remember, when we cleared the first stage as 0, I only have 8, so I'm probably going to do this clean. When we cleared the stage as 0, when we cleared the first room as 0, we got a, so you got the hurry up, so that was a warning that I was about to lose my S rank, so good that we hurried up. The heart tank is here this time instead of a 1-up, which was what we got as 0. And the reason for that is because 0 doesn't have upgrades. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just scoop. Nope. Hop up here. So, I'm trying to save all of my soul bodies for the third room. So, there we go. Whoop. E-tank. Good deal. Soul body out. And let's get to it. Choose them up. Ah. That actually might suck. Gotta kind of take it a little bit easier. God. I'm sandbagging so hard. It should be fine, though. They actually give you plenty of time. Hurry up. Nope, I didn't even get the hurry up. Wow. Okay, cool. Whew. And upgrade capsule. I'm giving you a new head module, X. This will improve your special weapons abilities. It should reduce your special weapon energy requirements to nearly 0. You may now use your special weapons as often as you want. Head upgrade! Whee! And we've completed the 4th armor. So, as you can see, yep, pretty much as Dr. Light says, our special weapons don't use weapon energy anymore. I guess I can show this off because I'm never going to use it. You notice how I'm like a regular X now while the other X is, yeah, that's cool. But it doesn't have a whole lot of functional use to have it charged.
Ready.
Going through the stage for a second time. Guess I didn't need to have that charge, but we're gonna go fight the boss, so it's time for me to have a charge. So, in the running trend, his potential is limitless, not possible. Who are you? Why are you doing this to me? I was ordered to test your abilities. It's quite simple. What? Prepare yourself. So, in the running trend of all the bosses, Cyber Peacock is quite a bit easier as X. Surprising, I know, right? Jump. Shoot. Shoot and jump. Oops. Get on up. So, the reason why I'm dashing around so much is that Cyber Peacock actually tries to telefrag you. I haven't shown it off that much because I'm too busy jumping and running, but yeah, Cyber Peacock just straight up tries to telefrag you. It's kind of annoying. Also, I'm kind of sandbagging here a little bit. I'm taking some hits. I know there's like a big problem, but it's just kind of annoying. There you go. Get him. Wee. So, we get aiming laser from him, which is an ability that's got some really weird wonky properties. I'm only going to use it a total of 1 time this entire playthrough to defeat the boss that it's strong against. And we're going to Jet Stingray stage. Alright. If I'm lucky, I won't humiliate myself trying to get that E-Tank. Because I pulled it off the first time as 0, but it's actually kind of a pain in the ass, like I said. So, hopefully as X, I fare similarly well. Scooting on along. Jump over. Drop here because we need that heart. Boop. It's tricky because you see a cliff and then you don't jump in order to get the heart. So you're kind of fighting against your muscle memory in order to get it a little bit. Boop. Jump over there. There's a little cliff. That cliff will kill quite a few people. It definitely killed me more than a fair few times, but you know, you'll end stage. Whee. So, Jet Stingray's first show appearance should be right here. Yep. Go ahead and boost it away. Jet Stingray number 2 should be here in a moment, I think. Just dropping that down. Nope, I was wrong. Oh, there he is. So we'll go ahead and boost to shove him away again. And now coming up should be the precarious jump with the E-Tank. Yep, here we go. Okay, 1. Ah, son of a bitch! Okay, I jumped over it. We're gonna have to come back for it. Or I could just die to Jet Stingray, I guess, if I wanted to. Nah. I'm impressed that you found me, but your search is over. Get ready, X. I wish that there was a way you could like just refresh the life after that, because like there's a jump that's kind of sketchy after you get the E-Tank, but yeah. So again, following the trend, as X, this boss is kind of a joke because you just kind of wall camp against them, you throw out your shots. Even if I didn't have the plasma shots, you literally just shoot a charge shot and aim it good, and you destroy all of his little boys anyway, so. Admittedly, the plasma does make this shot easier. There you go. Alright, we're gonna do the stage again because I want that E-Tank. I don't need it, but I want it. Because being an impure non-completionist bothers me. It's an empty slot. Then you'll never fill it. Whoop.
Ready.
So back we go. Cruising on through. So I'm sorry for the delay, everybody, but you know, it's okay. We'll get through this pretty fast. Hopefully I'll make the E-Tank jump on the second try, and we'll just be done with it, and we can go on to the last stage on our playthrough, and be on our way. I think boosting does speed up the stage a little bit. Not enough to be worth it, though. Because it gets really sketchy, because you, unlike with X himself, because it's an auto-scroller, when you boost, you lose all control over the pace at which you go, which means you can just ram yourself into a wall, or you can not jump in time. It's a good way to just die, basically, which is something that I think will get made a lot more apparent in X5. Oh, that's right, Jet Stingray's dead. Duh. He would not harangue you in this stage anymore because we killed him. Makes sense. It's actually weirdly peaceful without Jet Stingray. It's not often that I need to do it. Here we go. Here we go. Fuck. Alright, so we're just gonna hit continue. So, starting with X4, you have the ability to just literally continue when you game over a stage, and then it just puts you right back in the part 2 of the stage. So, super forgiving. Basically means you can just try forever. It kind of makes the point system meaningless, actually. I guess it's so that you're not like hard locked into a stage once you've picked it, because otherwise you would not be able to escape even after a game over. So it's a good way to just kind of go back to the stage select screen if you feel like you picked a bad stage or if it's just like too hard. Which is good if you're still learning the game, but you know, once you've played it like 8,000 or 9,000 times, like, you know, certain people. God damn it. Such a sketchy jump. I hate it. I was really proud when I got it as 0 the first time. I was like, hell yeah, now I don't need to humiliate myself trying to get this stupid E-Tank, but here we are in the X playthrough, humiliating ourselves to get this stupid E-Tank. It's all good, though. Gonna give my voice a little bit of a rest here because I ran out of water. But we only got another half an hour though, so it's all good in the gravy. After this, I'll be able to go grab some lunch before D&D. So, God damn it! We need to escape. We need to continue without saving. We need to go back again. Oh, I'm saying I hate this so much. Like, I usually don't struggle this bad with it, but here we are. And I need to get in the habit of being like this, because you guys are gonna see a lot more bikes coming in X5. So prepare yourselves for that, because the bike stage in X5 is a lot worse than this one, and it requires a lot more kind of precision jumps and boosts and stuff. So much so that I'm actually gonna boot it up. That's embarrassing. So much so that I'm actually going to boot it up and kind of practice a little bit a couple of days, probably like the day before I actually play it for the stream, just so it's kind of hot in the memory at that point, because that section sucks ass. And I'm talking about X5 a lot while playing X4 because X5 and X4 kind of share a lot of similar design decisions, and they have a lot of things that are very similar about them, so it's just a matter of how they use those assets and how they kind of play out a little bit, I guess. But yeah, you'll see a lot more, like, you're gonna see a lot of echoes of this game when I'm playing X5, I guess is the best way to kind of describe it. There's a lot of things that X5 does that are very similar to X4. And of course it kind of continues the story and all that. Not as well, in my opinion. Like, X4 is just more fun to play through, which is why I don't revisit X5 super often. I still revisit X5 probably the most of any. It's probably the game. It's probably the X game that I revisit the third most often, below X2 and X3, which is weird because X2 is actually really good. But you know, here we are. I like X5 despite its faults, I guess. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. It has kind of the oh, I'm jobbing. Everybody look away. This is an embarrassment. I've been here for like 10 minutes trying to get an E-Tank. Shoot at. It's almost like Jet Stingray is supposed to be here. Which admittedly, his absence does make this a lot easier, so that's nice. What What is wrong with me? I keep undershooting. I keep undershooting because I figure, like, dying is better than overshooting it and having to restart at Act 1 as well. But I keep undershooting it. And I keep hitting the wall. And I keep dying. It's probably the hardest collectible to get in this game. Even... Because at least with the Storm Owl arm upgrade, like, sure, it's hidden behind a spike wall, but, like, that's just a matter of, like, kind of like a precision platform. With this, you just, like, need to feel the freaking rhythm of the ocean in order to actually get this dang E-Tank. So I'm actually showing off the difficulty that it normally is. Oh, get fucking... I don't even care. So that happens sometimes just because of the way, like, if you boost too early, you'll just run it out of momentum and hit the wall. But I got the E-Tank, we can just get the hell out of here and move on with our lives now. And go on to our final stage, Frost Walrus. Frost Walrus. Frost Walrus. So, I showed off the stage as it's normally done. Oh, this is Blizzard Buffalo, by the way. I forgot to show him off as Zero, but here he is. So, we can just go up here, actually. We can just go up here and just kind of skip the whole first part of the stage and just get a bunch of free health and just, you know, web shot up here, get a free life, get free everything, and just get a bunch of free E-Tank juice. So this is this is where you go to farm your E-Tanks as when you're playing X4, because you just do it. And we're gonna go ahead and go down here, kill this guy, and then shoot our flame up here and get our 8th heart. And now we just go. So I'm probably not gonna come back here and actually refill the E-Tanks because the E-Tanks should be filled up by the time we actually need them, which is like basically the only time I need E-Tanks in this game is when I'm fighting Phase 3 of Sigma. As long as I keep my wits about me through Phase 2 and to remember to fight good like I did as Zero. Oddly enough, Phase 2 and Phase 3 of Sigma go a lot faster as Zero just because you have more chances to hit him. Phase 3 in particular, X has a lot fewer chances to actually deal damage to him, so scoot on up here, get our EX tank. I don't know what I was doing there. Get free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. So funny enough, X4 doesn't have like a quote-unquote end game super ability like the Gold Armor or the Z-Saber or the Shoryuken that showed off in previous X games. And the reason for that is because X4's is hidden behind a cheat code in the start menu. It's one of the problems I have with it, but yeah. There is an ultimate armor in this game that you can get. I might... Reform, please. I think it just exists here. That's fine too. So this is what happens when you can't just like cheese through them as Zero. But you get a couple of clean plasma shots in there. You finish them off. So we're actually fighting this mini boss like a normal mini boss this time. But you fight him good, and then he goes on, and we say hi and bye to Chill Penguin again.
Ready.
So fun fact, when you have the plasma shot going through here, you just like rip through the entire stage. So Phase 2 is gonna go a lot faster because like nothing can stand in our way basically. Not balanced for plasma shot, no sir. Oops. There is something pretty satisfying about that though. Just the carnage. And get our weapon tank. Funny enough, I think you actually get more chances to fill like your health stuff when you're when you let them freeze over, because there's more things that have like hitboxes. Because like I think like the glaciers that they leave behind can drop health sometimes. So it's just kind of funny. But I don't like letting them freeze over, so we're not gonna let them freeze over. Not bossing me. Oh no! Okay, we got him. So proud. How's our charges looking? Okay, we should be fine. I think the second E-Tank will be full before we have to go and actually use them, like I said, so we'll go ahead and just do that. They sent a kid like you after me? I promise to end this quickly. So, here we are again. So the funny part about Frost Walrus is that the lingering plasma shot will actually tag him because he moves so slow and never like gets out of the way. So just shoot. Shoot your shots. And I don't think I should get hit because Frost Walrus is kind of a joke, especially when you have plasma shot. But there we go, got him. The fact that Frost Walrus is the last boss on our hit list is kind of hilarious because he's a joke, but it's just his stage is also the least consequential. There's stuff we want more from other stages. Like every other tank has like E-tanks, hearts, abilities we want, capsules, you know, gateways to other capsules. Continue without saving. And they're going to space! We need to stop the Colonel. Going to the spaceport.
Ready.
Oops. Look, sometimes you just do a jump bad. No matter how much you played this game before, sometimes you just do a bad jump. Oh god, I forgot you can't crouch in this game. I've been playing X5 again recently just to kind of refresh my memory on it, and in X5 there's like a crouch you can do that makes X a lot more flexible in terms of how he's able to kind of hit things, but in X4 he doesn't have that. So cruise on down here. So, I forgot to mention this, but this game also kind of starts the trend where, even if you're not full health, a little bit of the health you pick up from capsules still goes to E-tanks regardless. Because in the Super Nintendo X games, like you see how it's like at half charge now. In the Super Nintendo, the X games, the E-tanks will charge a lot faster, and there's 4 of them, but you can only charge them while you're at full health. So, this game's a bit more lenient in terms of allowing you to actually fill those up. Colonel, step back. I'll stop anyone who tries to interfere with our independence. Enough of this. It's only an illusion. You hunters will never be able to understand us. Get ready, X.
I've been waiting to fight with you.
So, second verse, same as the first. You might actually see another move that Colonel gets to do. I guess that is one of the merits to actually playing through this game as both sides, because there's parts of like the enemy's kits that don't actually get to kind of get shown off properly because of the way that I fight them as a given character. So you might actually get to see Grand Crush as X, because I don't. For some reason, he doesn't use it on Zero, which is weird. Or at least he didn't use it on my Zero run. I guess is a better way to describe that. Or maybe you won't get to see Grand Crush, I don't know. Maybe when he's at yellow, he'll use it. Yep. There you go. That's Ground Crush. So, it's one of those... Okay. Impressive, but it's too late. What? The Reploforce already left for space! I'm beaten, but the Reploforce will never perish. The Reploids nation will be born in the vastness of space. Colonel! So, I just want to point this out. The Reploforce is literally right here trying to just yeet themselves off of planet Earth so they can start their own thing in space. That's literally their end goal here. Reploforce has flown off into space. Double, watch the ship for me. I'll go after them. Sir, reconsider what you're doing. It's far too dangerous. We don't have any other option. I'm leaving you in charge here, Double. Yeah, I mean, the Doom Laser is their final defense, alright? They didn't want to use it. Like, the Reploforce actually didn't want to use it. Oh, cutscene.
Not again. Hey, watch it! I'm terribly sorry.
It's me. Those hunters must not be allowed in here. Terminate them.
Roger. What a freak.
Hey, Double, what's the matter?
This is another current. 17th unit. Commander X, please respond.
What happened? Report.
Nothing to worry about.
No further transmissions unless necessary to carry out the operation.
Understood.
I'm breaking contact.
Yeah, that's X's voice.
Now, X will be my next target.
So, Double can stand for many things, as this game so intelligently uses. It can stand for double-sized, which is what I think they were originally going for because he's small, fat, and chubby. Or it can stand for double agent. Oh, the brain size at play here is just unbelievable. So this guy's an asshole. We're just gonna go ahead and do this. There you go. But yeah, be careful who you make fun of in high school, because they might turn into slick assassin dudes. Double, why are you here? Ha 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 ha. The Maverick Hunters and Reploforce. Idiots, all of them. They're making my job too easy. What are you talking about? Double, what are you saying? Think it over in heaven. Die, X.
You're gonna get hurt, X.
So Double's actually really cool as like a fight. He does this thing where he'll if you're dashing in a certain direction, Evil Slash will like juke you and he'll like immediately turn the other way as long as he hasn't hard committed. But all you got to do is like hover over him, and then yeah, you see how he like turned around because he noticed my trajectory there. It's actually kind of cool. And then he'll throw out little destroys, but they're not really super threatening. So fun fact, he's actually one of the bosses that you don't want to use his weakness against, because he uses an extra mechanic if you hit him with his weakness. I guess I'll show it off real fast, because why not? Really fun. So he gets out like this little shuriken, and like he just kind of adds problems. Like you see how like there's just a lot of shit on screen now. Double. Damn, how could I lose to a weakling like you? Double, tell me, why did you do this? Naive. Spy, beginning, yeah, trusted you, yeah, naiveness, fatal flaw, yeah, sure, okay. So, this game really, like, bullies on it a lot about X being a nice guy and how much it kind of sucks. How much Sigma and his friends are able to kind of abuse that fact.
Ready.
I think it's the first game to actually really like point it out specifically outside of like manuals and stuff. Like I know in X1 it's like your fear is your greatest weakness and a couple of pieces of dialogue and whatever, but like, well, not fear, but just like, you know, you see it a little bit in Maverick Hunter X, but before this point it's not really something that gets a whole lot of airtime, I guess, is the way to say it. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I don't actually want this yet. I want to go up there and get the health from my E-Tank. Thank you. Excuse me. Get in the robot. Get in the robot, X. Yep. Okay, we're through. So that was the down path. We did it as X. We did the up path as 0. You can do either path as either character, but up path is a gigantic pain in the ass for X because he doesn't have that double jump. Also, we're fighting General now, who is way easier as X. Are you tired of me saying that yet? General, what are you planning to do? Build a nation of Reploids. Ultimate goal. Fight anyone who tries to interfere. Alternatives. Yeah. Mavericks without justifiable reason. What other choice did we have but to fight? It's too late.
My
So-
fate is sealed.
The General actually has a good point here. Like, literally, if they showed up to try to help Sky Lagoon, but got called Mavericks, and we're just like, fuck this, we're just gonna build our own nation. And now the Maverick Hunters are fighting them. So yeah, it's interesting what's going on kind of like behind the stages. It's compelling actually, and it's where the X timeline actually starts to get interesting. Also, you see how much easier this boss is when you don't have to get up in his ass? You can just kind of camp this wall forever and just shoot him in the head. Yep, okay, buddy. Have a good time. Oops. Didn't have it fully charged. Oh! He tagged me! Right at the very end. I took a damage. Oh, feels bad, man. What happened? This can't be. The weapon must be malfunctioning. General, what do you mean? Someone else is controlling it. You must hurry, X. The Earth is in danger. Alright, I'll stop the weapon myself. So we are actually going to go ahead and scoot into Frost Walrus' stage one more time and just kind of farm up a little bit of health for our E-Tank. Just for the sake of making sure that it's topped off. Sigma Stage 3 is a lot more annoying as X is 0, as I mentioned before. And I would like that extra added little bit of insulation. We didn't need it as 0. We should not need it as X, but, you know, better to have and not need, am I right? Excuse me. God. There we go. Okay. And you know what? We're here. Let's just get this live. Why not? Boop. Cool. And we're out. And we're off to our final stage of the game in X's route.
Ready.
Oh, there was that stuff here, so I guess it was a little bit of an unnecessary precaution for the E-Tank. And now it's time for the boss weakness exhibition. So the weird part about Web Spider, is that his weakness is Twin Splasher, but I'm not actually too sure what it does, which you'll see for yourself. So, nope. Like, I guess it just does like a little bit of added damage, but like you would think it would like cut through the web or something, but like it doesn't. It just kind of. I guess the idea is that even when he's high up, you can just kind of like stay close. Oh, God. You can just kind of keep yourself low. What? I'm here. I mean, it's his weakness. It's just it's not. Let's just charge it up real fast. Check. It destroys his ads real good. I'm just kind of zerging him down. I'm not paying too much attention to patterns because at this point, like with all of us fully healthed up and having the armor, it's basically impossible for him to actually do enough damage to kill us. So I was just kind of getting through it. So I think this is Dragoon, if I remember correctly. And in which case, you're gonna laugh a little bit when you see how badly he gets gutted by his weakness, which is the air suck. Boy, goodness, this does a lot of damage to him. And Dragoon is one of those bosses that gets neutered by his weakness. Yep. Oop. Yep. Nope. Even when you're in the air. Yep, there's no escape. There is no salvation. Go to hell. This is what you deserve. You wanted a rematch of honor. I give you death. You betrayed everybody for the chance to fight. This is no fight. This is an execution. Just never adapted. Never learned how to run his sets. It's tragic, really. Go ahead and top ourselves off. So, Cyber Peacock gets a lot easier with his weakness. Kind of the same deal as Zero. And the fun part about using Soul Body is that it stays out long enough for you to be able to tag him a second time. You can just kind of like turn around. I wonder if you can run this into him. Nah. Okay. Well, that was cute. How much damage does this do? I want to try again. Oh, that doesn't do much damage. That's nothing. Alright. Well, that's a waste of time. So, Soul Body's amped up version kind of sucks. But, you know, it's fine. It's really cool when it's not amped up, so we go ahead and forgive it. Next boss. Storm Owl. And this is the only time you're ever going to see me use aiming laser, because aiming laser is really weird, where it gets like this horizontal aiming reticle that you like free shoot. It's kind of cool looking, but like it's very impractical. You lock it on, and then you just... It would be better if it did more damage, but it doesn't. So you can ping him off screen though. So you just kind of, Storm Owl just kind of gets really dunked on. Yep. It dunks on Storm Owl really good, but aside from that, nah, get out of here. Its aiming, its charged up version is really bad as well. I'll go ahead and just show it as soon as we're out, because why not? Because you see, it turns into like this slow creeping out like thing, and you just kind of like freely, I mean, it looks cool. I will give aiming laser that. It has presentation and style points, but presentation a powerful weapon does not make. So you saw it a little bit on Zero's run, but Jet Stingray is weak to Ice Pillar. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And drop one right down here. And he's just going to run his ass right into it. So this is the Jet Stingray fight when you're using his weakness. Oh, he read me. Get out of here. So either he leaps and then you just drop it right in the middle. Also, he'll suck it in. Oh, he won't. Or he'll suck you in and then you just, yeah. Boop. Boop. So, funny part is that this is actually really cool when you charge it up. Because it summons like these huge glaciers. It doesn't make too much of a difference in terms of the damage it deals to Jet Stingray, but it looks cool. I'm going to finish him off with it because it's stylish. The thing about charging the abilities with the Armbuster is that it still uses weapon energy, even though you have the helmet upgrade. It uses a lot less, but it still uses it. So that's why I'm a little, you know, greedy with them. But you know, it's whatever. It's not like weapon energy really makes like a huge difference. Oh, okay, so this is the only guy I might not use his weakness for. I will, why not? It makes the fight take a little bit longer, but at this point, you know, it'll be fine. We're gonna finish up right on time anyway. Yep. Yep. So I'm trying to hit him with them while he's running, so that he kind of... Yep. So I'm taking damage here in order to kind of increase the fight speed. Yep, that's fine. And we'll finish him off with the Shoryuken! If you charge it up, X does like a little uppercut, and it does a lot more damage, and it looks cool, but, you know, it puts you in there, which as X you never really want to be in there as X, at least not in X4. There's a couple of later game X's that do kind of specialize in getting in there. X3, X likes to get in there, but not so much X4, X. X4, X likes staying out of there. So, Split Mushroom is weak to web, electric web. And boy howdy is he weak to it. Yep. There's just some bosses where this happens. We give them our sympathies. Oh. He actually got to use a clone. Whoop. And we're done. Well, we have Slash Beast left. Slash Beast is hilarious when you use his weakness against him. I want you to pay attention because it dunks on him really hard and it's kind of cute. I'm gonna come up here and just top myself. You know what? Nah, I don't need to. Just get Ray Splasher out and get ready to go. Hello. So watch it. he literally just falls on his ass. And the nice part about Slash Beast is that you can actually catch him with another one while he's dashing and invulnerable. So he dies really like satisfyingly fast, even though just falls on his ass and then you get a free one when he's running. Very satisfying. Nope, stop. I like Zero's double jump better. But here we are. And it's Sigma. This is amusing. It really is X. You're Sigma. Ha ha ha. My plan to keep Rep Force and the Maverick Hunters at each other's throats worked perfectly. Double did a good job as a spy. Why you? Ha ha. Rep Force are fools this time. Now all that's left is to destroy Earth with the very weapon they made. No, I'll never let you do that. Try hard, X. Your very life depends on it. So, no cutscene. So we're going to go ahead and cruise on in. And we're going to get our fire weakness out. Mostly just because it makes Sigma Phase 1 a little bit easier. And, you know, we're cutting it a little close on time, so I kind of want to button this up real fast. And Sigma Phase 3 is already going to take so long. Yep. Yep. And you can't get the third one, so... Yeah, if you, like, you'll do damage to him through that, but it won't stop him from dashing. I guess I'll show it off real fast. Oh. If I pick the right side, I guess, but I didn't pick the right side. Let's see if he goes on this side. Nope. I think he always goes on the opposite side you're on. Makes sense. Are you ready for round 2? Go ahead and switch to Lightning Web. Hee hee hee, you are very good, X, but not for long. You won't be able to evade this attack. Watch me, bitch. Oh. So lightning web stops you. Yeah, but he's also weak to lightning web in general, so you can see we're kind of dunking on him here. Oops, I put him on the floor. That's a problem. So now I gotta try to dance around these boomerangs. Or I can just not, I guess. So that's phase 2 down, easy peasy. Phase 3, I wish it was weak to something. Phase 3 is not weak to something, so we're just gonna have to X-Buster it. Which will be fine, I suppose. X-Buster. Ha ha ha, feel my incredible power. Drown in the empty vastness of space.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Alright. Starts with face. With X, you want to be like in the middle of the arena with it when he's using his face, because you can shoot him easier, but it's still kind of a pain in the ass. Also, it took some free damage there. So unlike Zero, who just like gets the damage for free, I feel like he has more invincibility frames when he's fighting against X, because like literally all this time here, I'm just not damaging him at all. Oops. Taking a lot of dumb damage actually. Nope. Like, look at all this time I'm not damaging him. It's just, his health bars just go down so much slower against X. It's kind of annoying. Also, it's a lot harder to dodge a couple of these abilities without the double jump. Oh, he's the-ending me. So, just a little ground AoE, and then he's gone. Unfortunate. Time to get serious already, huh? Oh, well, why not? Let's just heal. Try to Nova Strike our way through this. Oh, another the end. Well, we got one shot. Ugh. God, why? I'm taking so much damage. I guess you can end the phase early by attacking the aggressive face. Oh. Yep, so this face is only vulnerable to charge shots. Got him. Oh goodness, I'm actually kind of in trouble here. Oh. It's blow. It's blow face. Okay, got in a couple good hits there. Face. Okay, it's good face. It's good face because we can actually damage him during this. Get in some good hits. Ah. We like ice because he'll never damage me with ice, basically. Unless I get, like, really weird and greedy. Yeah, so that's about the distance we actually want to be away from him when he's starting his face form. Alright, let's use our second D-Tank here. Should still be fine, I just gotta be a little more respectful. Good. Just a little bit more of a grind as X than as Zero. Like, I actually kind of enjoy this fight as Zero, but as X, it's just like a slog. Also, if you touch those spikes, you die. Which, you know, is something you're not entirely unfamiliar with Megaman in general at this point, but I just figured I would point that out. Ah, don't the end me, bro. I hate it when you the end me. It's so easy to dodge and it can't do damage to you. And we gotta go back to these stupid fucking faces. Okay, got some good damage. We're chipping them at least. Don't the end me. Asshole! Weird that his easiest attack to dodge, he's just like, the end. Oh, okay. Let's just finish this off. Or not. Monka. Oh, don't do this to me. Alright. There we go. So that's one down. And his other is pretty low. Oh, yikes. Yikes, dude! Oh, that's a problem. I don't have an E-tank anymore. Oh, I hate that. Alright, we'll give it a couple shots. I'm kind of out of time. So I might just come back another time and just kind of dust this off smooth.
Prepare to become.
That's embarrassing. When's the last time I died to that? What's that stream? It's like stream curse. Yeah. I got a little lost in the sauce. It's alright though. It's just, that fight is so long as X, and it's just not fun. It's my biggest complaint with this game, actually. It's why I mostly just play it as Zero. I should be fine, actually. Just gotta take my time. Alright. Lightning Wind. Oh, yikes. Oh, man, I'm just not paying too much attention right now. Alright. Come against this wall. Yeah, we're kind of in trouble. It's fine. It's probably not fine this run, actually, because I'm probably going to take some dumb damage at some point, but, you know. We'll give it the best crack we got. Incredible power, yeah, yeah.
Terror, you are finished.
This boss sucks. It's probably my... It's actually probably, like, my least favorite Sigma, honestly. Which is a shame, because I love this game otherwise. Back here. Because you have time to... You have time to dash forward when you are back there. The end. You get one shot. Also, lightning pattern is kind of annoying, and I have a hard time keeping track of where it goes. Which is more on me. It really is. But, you know, it's what it is. Be respectful. The end again, huh? You know what? No, I'm fine with this. If all we do is juggle between faces and regular and him, then we'll be fine. So if we just kill face Sigma, we'll actually be totally okay. Plasma Shot's really good against this because he stops all the debris that otherwise gets shot out. Jerks. He didn't the end me. I actually get to deal damage to him. Alright. It's like he knows. Yeah, otherwise, like, if we didn't have Plasma Shot, he would just be shooting debris, like, literally all over the frickin' place, and it would be really annoying. The end. It does a lot of damage if it hits. I like when he blows because he, you get a lot more chances to hit him. For free. So he always alternates. Also, I'm not going to bother using my E-Tank here because because we're so low health and like we don't have very much E-Tank juice anyway. The end. Yeah, I tried something cute there. That's fine. Oh, this one's going kind of long. It's fine. How's our? It's fine. So he does give you a little bit there. So like if you're patient, you can kind of just farm up plenty of E-Tank off of that.
Space dust.
Where are fire? There it is. I think if we have a better phase 2, we'll actually be completely fine. Because I sandbagged hard during phase 2. Just kind of sorrow and discouragement off of the fact that I actually died to phase 3, which happens sometimes, but yeah, that's alright. 1 and 2 and one more wall, one more wall. And are you ready for round 2? Yep. I am more than ready for round 2 this time. Lock, shock, pop it. Don't die. Jump, shoot. Up. Up we go. Up here. Hug the wall. Up here. Hang up back here. Get underneath him. Get against this wall. There we go. That's how you should do phase 2. Just lock it in. And all of a sudden, we got a pretty clean shot at phase 3. I just gotta remember how to actually dodge the electro orb, and he actually doesn't pose much of a chance at all. Yeah, power.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Oop. Yeah, you have time to move forward when you see those spikes start to spawn against the walls. So I guess yeah, the further back the better. Basically the moral of the story there. Know the end. Oops. Plenty of time to deal damage. Alright, back here. I feel like he's more likely to actually spawn the spike wall and try to blow you into them if you're further back. Maybe that's just me being superstitious, though. Very superstitious. Writing on the wall. 7 years of bad luck. There we go. Electro. There we go. Good job. Yeah, he hasn't tried to suck us yet once. So I feel like that is very much the case. Yeah, you see how much more chances you get to damage his face when he does, like, the laser? He hasn't tried to end us once yet. Oh, she's trying to suck. He made the attempt. Dodge the detritus. Alright. Oh, there you go. The end. Just enough to bring him into yellow. Yeah, so the detritus that he brings in is a little bit random where it comes from, so it's pretty hard to actually avoid taking damage there. Which is a bit of a shame, but it's what it is. It wouldn't be so bad if this fight wasn't so long. Like, if he only had 1 health bar, this would actually be like a really fun and interesting Sigma fight, but as it is, it's just like a grind. Oops. Alright, be cool. You ever dash so hard you accidentally ram into your boss? I have. Alright, we should be able to finish him off here. There we go, 1 down, only the face is left. Which is sad because I like the face less, which is probably because it dies so much slower. Alright, just shoot the shots. Get back here. My eye is starting to itch. Oh. I tried to Nova Boost into his face and show off, but I've whiffed. There we go, we're done. Good job, me. Hee hee hee, what's so funny? Weapon is aimed straight at Earth. Now no one can stop it. Oh no! Goodbye, X. Oh gee whiz, I wonder who's gonna show up at the last moment and stop the weapon from exploding to Earth. General! The weapon can be stopped by my body, but then many of my men have died. As their leader, I must leave with them. X, please forgive our foolishness. General! Prepare for X's ending cutscene.
This is Maverick Hunter Headquarters.
Zero.
It's good to see you're safe, X. I was really worried about you.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. It's all over. Go home and rest. You've earned it.
But Zero. What
What if I become one of the Mavericks?
Don't ask such a silly question. I'm breaking contact now.
Wait, Zero! I'm serious! Zero, if I become a Maverick, you have to take care of me.
Don't be ridiculous. Now hurry on back.
Promise me. Zero.
And that, after the credits, is Mega Man X4. Both routes in about 3.5 hours, so a little longer than I run, but it was well worth it to be able to share both routes in a single weekend and share the X game I'm probably the most familiar with of any of the X games. It's a lot of fun to play. It really is. Just cruising through the stages, going fast. I've mentioned it a couple times, but I do like Zero's route a little bit more, just because it feels a little more fluid. It feels smoother. It's okay. X will get his. X5X is pretty swole, and you guys will get to see that in 2 weeks from now. So look forward to that. We're going to go ahead and let the credits finish, because we're polite people like that. Besides, you know, these people worked on this game. They deserve to get their due. This is actually where they started showing all of their, like, real names and not, like, meme aliases like they did on the Super Nintendo anymore, so. Everybody actually gets their due credit now, unlike in them olden days when you could just gag your way through the credits and nobody cared. The battle has ended, yet X doesn't feel quite right somehow. What caused all those robots to turn into Mavericks? Will it happen to me someday? Has X just realized his tragic destiny? It appears X will have to solve this mystery one day. Soon. And that, everybody, was Mega Man X4. Both routes. It's a game I have a lot of fun with. It's a game I like playing through. I'll just kind of pop it up and jam it and just kind of roll through Zero every once in a while. I'll play X too. I do play X4's X route more often than most other of the X games though. I just jam through it from time to time because it's a lot of fun. And I hope that you had fun viewing. There will be no stream next week, as I've alluded to a couple of times, just because it's a guard drill weekend and I won't be able to. But the weekend after that, we go into we start seeing the X series fall off a little bit, in terms of quality and effort put into it, as we go into the finale of this saga, the original intended ending of the Mega Man X series. The next Sergeant Tuffy Sunday stream, we'll be going into Mega Man X5. So look forward to that. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all in later days.